Morning, Jason. How are you?
Good morning, Kathy. I'm great. How are you doing?
Doing all right.
Excellent.
Yeah. How are how's the violence in Florida? Any any
Um,
any craziness going on?
well, the last 2 days they've closed the mall where my daughter works early because there's been
Rioting and stuff going on?
rioting and that I guess some of the websites that the police are following about the
About
rioters are talking about going and rioting the mall. So
Yeah,
yeah, they've been shutting it down early.
yeah. Well, pray for everybody's safety. This is crazy. My son-in-law is a HPD, and he didn't make it home till he goes in. He works during the day. He's got a desk job normally, but they had him out um, from like 6 o'clock yesterday until 10:30 last night, and because they had the peaceful peaceful protest here in Houston last
Right.
yesterday at 3, and it ended up, of course, not quite so peaceful. But just pray for all those people. It's our own very own David Daniel is one of them that is in Austin having to, fight the fires and stuff like that. Or I saw over the weekend had set a car on fire and stuff, and throwing fireworks under um, the fire truck and all that.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, craziness. So, all right, looks like everybody's on here. How's everyone doing with their business? And is some people have some awesome goals for June?
Finally received my convention pack 15 days later. Yay. So I
Yay.
get to try the blueberry or berry HL5, and I'll do a smart shot a little bit later on today.
Awesome. Yeah, I think you're gonna love it. And I had the whole, like I said, each time that I've had it, I've had the whole thing, and to me, it's just helped me get things done. And, I feel like after I've had one, and no matter, I think I've had them like, in the morning. Y'all have seen me take them in the morning, and then I've had them since then around 1 o'clock, and that really helps me get so much more accomplished from 1 to 5. And it's I've noticed a difference. So without jitters, without anything, and instead of starting with a half a one, I just started with the whole thing. So we got
I'm the same.
Delitra launched yesterday.
Yay.
Yeah. So and she was a whole lot more receptive to taking in all the information, and already knew some of the stuff that we were talking about because she had already watched some of the videos, and so all that went very well with her. She of course she was pressed for time because she had to go to work. um, we caught her before she went to work, and so we only had, I don't know, 45 minutes with her, something like that. And but we got a lot covered, and enough that she can go out there and tackle a few things. But of course she'll have questions, but still got her on the right path, and I'm excited about that. um, y'all have some goals for June?
Mm,
I have a question, Kathy.
Yeah.
I was going through some of the papers and I found out a list of people who I worked at. So I've been working on that. I sent 10 names last night, but most of them, I wasn't able to add a message due to that it's either they're not there or 10 names, 10 people with the same name. So that was hard to do. And but anyway, so most of the ones that I was putting in had to click on the add friend. And now, is this what I'm doing? Am I doing it right though?
Oh, you're on Facebook and you're adding them as
Uh-huh.
friends? Okay.
Uh-huh.
Um, well, I wouldn't add people that you're, if you know them, if you know that that's who that is, that you used to work with them and whatever, yes, you can add them as a friend. That's fine. But, you know, if you're just picking somebody with a name that sounds like it might be them, I wouldn't add them as a friend until you have a conversation with them and see if that's who they really are.
Okay.
And you
That
can
was my next
message
question.
them.
Uh-huh.
You can message them on through Facebook. Before you get to that point of adding them as a friend, you can click on the messenger button and say, hey, you know, are you the same Claire Rincon that I worked with at wherever?
Mm-hmm.
And then they'll say yes or no. And then, you know, once they realize who you are, they might even send you the friend request. So,
Well, I did on 3 of them last night because I wasn't too sure. And I
yeah.
did ask him.
Okay, then that, yeah, that's the way to do
Mhm.
it. I mean, that's just building up your list of people. But you can go with, you know, some of the people that you've already reached out to, let them know that we've got, you know, new products. I'd love for you to try. I know you're into those monster drinks and stuff, and this is all natural, and it's, you know, helps get you that boost of energy to get you through the day. You know, we can reach back to some of those people that, you know, they've got their own thing that they're doing, and
Mm-hmm.
who knows.
Well, I did that to Maria because
Uh,
I just found out she was a friend of mine from a long, long time ago. So we got hold of each other. So I told her about the product, and then I found one about about um, Sunrise. And I said, oh, I found a copy of this and I thought about you right away. So I sent a copy and of course, it's the description about what all the good stuff that it does for us.
mm-hmm.
And it also has CoQ10, whatever. And I said, that should be interesting. I said, she might like that. So she takes back. She says, oh, no, that's not for me. I'm already taking CoQ. But yeah, but that's not the only thing that's in there. I just said, okay, thank you. But we're going to be friends for a long time anyway. I still love you. And that's what I said.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like she was just dropping. I don't think she even looked at the rest of it. Only because she was taking the CoQ10 and that she was all right. Because she was telling me that she's fighting high blood pressure right now. So evidently whatever she's taking in the CoQ10 or whatever is not working.
Right.
But
Well, you can say, you know, well, you know, I understand that you've got, you know, a system in place, but, you know, if you still have the high blood pressure issues, you know, I've got a friend that, you know, was dealing with some issues like what you're describing. And what she found was that, you know, with just these 3 simple products, you know, our triangle of health, we call it, she was able to get her blood pressure levels down. Or, you know, or like Rob always refers to Dr. Alavi, she's got, you know, all the documentation where she did research to figure out exactly what the numbers were. And Joanne's got something.
Good morning.
Good
morning.
I just
Shelley.
wanted to offer Eva that, you know, we're not going to get them all. We're not going to get them all even the least bit interested in even reading a thing or looking at it or anything. And so just continue to keep the smile on your face and keep talking to the next one. All you're doing really though is having a conversation. That's what you want to do first. Just keep having a conversation and keep waiting until the right thing is said that you want to, because even though one little thing was mentioned that a CoQ, it might not have been enough. Maybe you just keep going with the conversation, and dig maybe a little bit deeper before you begin to talk about what we have. You could try that. It's just a suggestion, you know.
That's great. Great advice, Joanne. Because
You know.
Okay.
otherwise, when you just hit them with it, as soon as you hear the first thing, and then it sounds like a sleazy used car guy. You know, you're just in it for the sale instead of when you're having a conversation with them and they hear your heart, and you know, that's when I'll let them say it 2 or 3 times or more, just in conversation, and then I'll go
Mhm.
back to it.
Yeah,
And
because when I talked to her a couple of weeks back, and we were talking about it, and I told her, I said, "Oh yeah, I remember." I said, "I went to the doctor, and they told me that I had high blood pressure, but the products that I was taking," I said, "they brought everything to normal." And I said, "And you know, you probably don't know this because we hadn't talked in a long time." I said, "I have arthritis in both of my knees," and I told her about my story, and I said, "Well, you know, it has worked for me. It does wonders for me." I said, "I used to have a cane. I don't carry that cane around, which is wonderful.
right,
But then I just thought I'd let you know." And I said, "But you don't have to do anything. Just, you know, we'll talk about it later."
right.
And that's uh-huh.
Well, think back to when we're, you know, when we were having the coffees and we're sitting there, and you know, the best conversation you can have is when you're talking to somebody and they're doing all the talking. And by the end of the meal, I've told y'all this, by the end of the, you know, lunch break or coffee break or whatever, and they go home and they say, "Oh my gosh, you'll never guess who I ran into today. I ran into Eva. You know, she looks great. She's doing great. We had the best time." And they just go on. And then their husband says, "So tell me, you know, what's Eva doing right now?" "Well, I don't know. You know, we didn't talk about Eva. We talked about me, you know." And so that's what the experience that you want everybody to have. And so, and the easiest way to do that is to go through that form, asking them about, you know, just in conversation and letting them talk, you know, ask about, you know, so tell me, how's the family doing, you know, or how's your job going with all of this mess going on,
Mm-hmm.
or you know, whatever, and then let them talk and go through that whole thing. And then you say, "You know, I heard you say a few times about what you're dealing with that high blood pressure. Would it be okay with you if I shared my story with you?" You know, because it came up 3 times when we were talking. You were talking about your high blood pressure. Would it be okay with you if I share my story on my high blood pressure issues with you? Ask them. No,
Yeah,
no,
I
I don't
did.
want to hear it. No, I
I
don't want to
did.
hear about your
Uh-huh.
high blood pressure. Nope.
Yeah.
You know, some people are going to be like that, and just
Yeah,
let
I
them
did.
go.
I found out that she had lost her husband, and she had a hard time
Oh,
dealing with it.
okay.
Well,
So you
yeah, it's
did
not
it.
easy. Hmm.
So you did all the steps.
And
So that's fantastic. It's just like Joanne said, some will, some won't. Next. You know.
Eva on Eva
uh-huh.
on your discussion.
Hmm.
One way to
Yes,
try this
go ahead.
also. One way to try this is to piecemeal it together. Now, specifically, if I'm talking about cardiovascular health, I
Hmm.
would direct them towards the extreme. I put out a video on Kairos last week, a few days ago, about the nitric oxide. It's a 3-minute video. It's very detailed. It's very, I don't know. It talks about the scientists winning. I don't know if it says the molecule of life or not, but you can
Hmm.
say, listen, we've got 3 standalone products, and this is something that we use a triangle. All 3 of them synergistically are a powerhouse. But let me just kind of address your cardiovascular issues. Let me address your blood pressure issues, because I think this right here works wonders with a lot of people. And I've got a little video I can share with you that talks about it, or send it to her. And the reason why I sent this video to you is because we've talked about blood pressure issues. So I just want to show you what I'm using, and it helps thousands of people. So again, you might not go for the big kabang of the triangle, but if you can
Hmm.
piecemeal this together and explain, listen, we use all 3 of these together because they're just a synergistic powerhouse, but they are standalone products.
Hmm. Okay. Yeah, I'll look. It's under your name that I can look for it.
I'll send it to you.
All right, thanks.
Yeah, actually, put it on our page, Rob, if you don't mind.
Okay, sure.
I see the one that I didn't get to watch yet yesterday that was the one that Dr. Livingood.
Yeah, to be honest with you, I sent that to Michelle, but she told me, I thanked her for sending it to Eva. She said, I didn't send it to Eva. I said, you didn't? And she said, no, you put it on local. I said, no, I didn't. But apparently I put it on local at 5 o'clock in the morning and didn't realize it. You know, I just meant to send it to Michelle, and, you know, then Eva started talking about it, and I didn't even realize that I put it on local. I must have hit the wrong button. So, yeah.
Well, we like it when you share, and we do like it when you share. So, you know, feel free to put anything like that on the Achievers page, because I know Michelle has gained a lot of information from some of the stuff that you sent to her, and she's told us about some of the things in the past, you know, 6 months of some of the things that she's watched. And so I'm guessing, since, you know, you said that you sent that to her, I'm guessing some of that stuff came from you. So definitely share anything that you see like that. Any of you guys, feel free to post it on our page, because, you know, and it might be something we want to talk about in our call too. So
Will do.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Did anybody get on the overview last night?
I was dealing with my daughter.
Okay, well, I just wanted somebody else's opinion. I had finally got my nutritionist, that lady that I told y'all that I've been working on and we couldn't meet it.
Yeah.
She finally came last night, and I was so disappointed. She comes to me, I mean, and I knew for sure with the products she would be like all ready. And of course, me wanting more than the other person. But I think that because the presentation was it was his first time, and he didn't get as detailed as some of the other presenters do, I sent her to the wrong one. I mean, that's just my opinion, because that right there, she was like, this is because they talked about the business more, and I was really wanting her to focus on the products, and felt like I might have missed. I mean, I know it's not a full miss, but I need to figure out a way to engage her, because she basically said, no, this is not for me. And I'm like, yeah, it is. I mean, you gotta
that really
see
is my
so
problem,
I apologize
Claire.
for talking more about the business side, but the product side, I was just so, and then Alma had a guest on there, and I asked her afterwards, Alma, how did it, because I told her, make sure follow up with your guest. She goes, Claire, she put a sad face. She says she's not interested. And I was like, oh, because I had a feeling that it was because of the same reason. How do you recover from that? That's my question.
That's my fear, because I've watched several of them. I'm afraid to just put somebody on one when I've seen some where they rush so through it that it's like, if you didn't know what they were talking about, you were totally lost. And so I'm afraid to put somebody on one because of not knowing the outcome. I so much rather have our one good one that we can send them, that we have watched, that we know is good. Like my old go-to of Miles at the coffee shop,
Right.
where he does the whole thing. And it's not one of those where he runs, because there's some, he runs through it. It's just not as good to me.
Right.
Anyway, so I do feel your pain with that one, because I've had it happen to me. And so I'm scared. I can't put somebody on something not knowing the outcome of how they're going to do it and what they're going to emphasize and what. So I don't know the answer. But I think it's going to take, before you can say anything, I think it's going to be a little while. You're going to just have to let time pass just a little bit, and, and then just keep having conversations until you can lead back into, it's, you watch that presentation, I'm like you. I was so disappointed. It just wasn't, the way we normally have them. It was somebody brand new, and go that route.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I did afterwards, because when she said she wasn't, I said, I apologized to her. I said I was not aware that they were going to talk more about the business products, because I felt that the products would be something that you would be interested in more. However, I just apologized to her, and basically all he did was read the slides, and it was like, I mean, you didn't have like the Jules Marchizio where she gets in and she starts talking about technical, she's because she's in the health industry, and those that were I don't know, it just, the quality was just so disappointing, and then it's hard to get her on there.
Right. And that's the thing. You know how hard you work to get somebody to finally agree to something, and then to have it all just crap in your Cheerios, So,
Hey guys, but
we all
we all have to start somewhere, and
Yes.
I don't think you can say the wrong thing to the right person. So it may just be that wasn't,
and you can
it
do
wasn't
layering.
her. Yeah.
And
There's lots of other options.
right.
Continue to drip, because it might not be the right time for her.
Right. Yeah. And I would definitely let the person know that, we're all trying to learn. One of these days I'm going to be up there. One of these days you're going to be up there, and, have mercy on me because with all my and everything else, all of my, it could be very difficult. And I would hope that maybe somebody would still join because they heard my presentation, even though it might totally suck. But like Karen said, if you can say, all the wrong things, you can present it the wrong way. And if it doesn't matter if the right person's hearing it, it's, and they're buying into you. They're buying into you. They're not buying into it.
Yeah.
First and foremost.
And I wouldn't apologize. It's just like if only one person shows up to your PBR, you don't start apologizing. You make that person feel like you're the most important person there.
Yeah.
Thank you, Karen. That really
Yeah.
helps.
Yeah. Don't apologize.
I'm a dripper, so I'll keep dripping.
Yeah, but I would, say, we're all training too, and so some people that choose to take that spot, they want to learn, they want to be in front of the crowd. So you never know who you're going to get as a presenter. But then too, on another note, I know that Joanne always had her go-to was that Miles video at the coffee shop. Well, we have videos in the new app, and we need to get familiar with them and see if there's something there that you can use to, send to them. Use that. If it's something that you want to know, this is what they're going to see. But whatever works best for you, and just the main thing is to get them in front of the information. So, and like Karen said, it doesn't matter. The information's still getting to them. They're seeing enough. They're like, and they could have already had that in their head. Oh, it's one of those things, So.
Okay, I shall share. Since Karen spoke up, I shall share an embarrassing story. In that, when I was a kid reading through the New Testament, I had no idea. I remember Mom was kind of like my spiritual advisor. And after reading through Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, I said, Mom, these are the same things. They keep talking about the same thing 4 chapters into the New Testament. She said, well, Rob, those are 4 different people talking about the same thing. They'll all give you a different perspective. Same thing as you're somebody presenting here, they're giving a different perspective. And again, when you're new, you're going to use the slides, but what I took away from that was I was mad. I kept reading the same thing over and over again, but she said, those are just 4 different perspectives you get to have.
Yeah.
So
I like it.
I have to leave. I have an 8:30 meeting. Y'all have a great day. I
Attorney.
guess about goals later. Y'all can talk about it.
Okay.
Okay, my goal this month is get minimum 3, but about 5 customers. I'm going customer focus. I'll get another 3 to 5 customers this month.
Awesome.
All
Good. Very good. Yeah, that's
Thanks,
it.
Claire.
Yeah, she hopped off. Yeah, that's a great goal. Customers, that's the foundation of our business, and a lot of customers turn into business partners. That was Claire's new business partner, Alma. She was a customer for almost 30 days before she became a business partner. And as soon as she joined on as a business partner, guess what? She got 2 new customers right away because they saw the difference in her. So from taking the product, because she had depression issues. And so they could tell right away, what's up with you? I need some of that. Give me some of that happy juice that you're drinking, whatever. Anyways, yeah, customers are fantastic. And I, just to keep those customers as, auto ship customers, that's exciting when you can do that. And look, month after month, you've got that customer volume. So great goal. Anyone else want to share any goals or anything? Or any
Well,
questions?
mine are the same. I need customers bad. So I'm
Yeah.
going to keep going for it. Yeah.
Well, we have
Yeah.
more products to share with them too. So
Okay.
Eva, did you hear Angie Hernandez's, I don't know, we don't call them BOC calls anymore, BBC, whatever they call them. Did you hear a call
Right.
yesterday at 11?
I sure did. Yes.
Okay, was interesting to me. Here you
Very
have a
much.
green diamond that's for the first time in her whole county career, she got to the 750 level. She just had never had customers. She's a good recruiter, but she went out and got customers. And what I took away from that is that it was a good opener, a good door, to trying some of the other products. She got them on the I call them smart shots. So she got them on smart shots. They were open to some other things. So as our product line expands, we have other avenues to pick up customers. So, yeah, if you've already heard it, I thought was a great training, but I was just
It
shocked.
was. She's
Here
always
this
so
girl
good.
is a green diamond, and she finally got to the 750 level. I thought, wow. So that says something right now where we can really start focusing on products and picking up a lot more customers, and that's your residual, folks. That's where you're going to get bonuses from time to time sponsoring people, but your bread and butter is your residual, is what you keep coming in each month. So,
wow, I missed that, Rob. Thanks for sharing that. I had no idea. I would have thought she had 1 million customers.
Right.
That's funny.
I mean,
Wow.
I got to the 750 level as a garnet, and I'm thinking I'm doing pretty good if she's a green diamond.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Wow. All right, guys. Well, I don't have no launches today. We did launch yesterday with Delitra. I told y'all she's on board. She's, it was a whole lot better launch than Shondi's, and it took less time. But, I think she was all over watching the videos and stuff ahead of time. And I will say this, I just want to make this comment because we're all different people. We're all different. And when you're going at a launch or even enrolling a business partner, you're going to have, and I think you all know my story, but you're going to have people that you can send them a video and they're going to watch it. If you're getting to the point where you got their interest peaked and you tell them, okay, you got to watch these 2 videos, and then I'm going to call you at 6:30, and then we're going to get you enrolled. Okay, so I know that's not the way that we work, but say that that's the point you were at. I just need you to watch these 2 videos. before we enroll you. And we've got a deadline to enroll you because tonight, you know, the price goes up, whatever. You could say that to 5 different people and get 5 different results. You're going to have a couple of people that are going to be all about watching those videos. They're going to be taking notes. They're going to be having questions. They're going to be all wrapped up in the videos, and they're going to hear that from you. You're going to have others that are like, you know, crap, I need to watch that video. I need to watch the video. I need to watch the video. Dang it, life got in the way. I didn't get to watch the video. And it's like, oh, shit, I didn't even know it was 2 videos, you know. And so it's like people are hearing different things when you're talking to them. And then that they're like, you know, man, then the call comes around at 6:30 or whatever, and you answer it, and it's like, yeah, but I didn't watch the video. I'm sorry, you know. And then depending on how that works, okay, so this was me. I was that person a long time ago for Lance Salgi. This was Casey's cousin. Said, Kathy, watch these 2 videos. I'm going to call you at 7 o'clock. We're going to be on a 4-way call or a 3-way call. It was going to be Lance, Casey, and me on the call. And I had to watch these 2 videos by the time they called me, and then I was going to join their organization because there was a deadline, and by 8 o'clock, you know, something was wiped away. They had system issues or something they were going to have to clean up. So we had to do it all in a hurry. I didn't watch the videos. I'm not that person. I'd never sat down long enough. By then, you know, I had 2 kids at home then, I believe. I don't remember. But I was busy in life and a job and whatever. Well, when they called me, and I wasn't worried about the freaking video. I was sold on them. I had the trust with them. My sister has a magnificent 7 that she's always talked about. And Lance was one of those people. Lance will be a pallbearer at my sister's funeral. And Lance is that guy. So my sister I've heard about Lance forever. And so and this is my sister who I love to death. So whatever she says, you know, he didn't have to do anything. I trusted him. I trusted him through her. And so when he calls and I said, I haven't watched any of the videos, can I just sign up? Is there anything what do I have to do? You know, it wasn't that, so you have different people with different, so when you don't get bogged down in, just like for a launch, I know, we send them to the onboarding video. It's fantastic. It's about, 45 minutes or more or longer? I don't remember. I watched it again last week. But would I have watched that before signing up? Probably not. It just depends on the person. The Rise of the Entrepreneur, fantastic video. Did I watch it before I joined anything? No, I watched it. I watched it actually when it came out, and I was already in the organization by then. But would I watch that before joining and locking arms with somebody that had asked me about joining this organization? Probably not. That's not me. Some people need as much information as you can pile into them, and other people just want to get going. Okay, Shandi might be one of those people that just wants to get going, and he's not going to take time out to go back and watch, you know. But when we address it enough and say, that's in this video, maybe you should take time out and watch this video, then if we say that enough, they'll go back and watch the video. I did. I went back and watched the video to learn when I realized, oh crap, there's probably some information in there that I need to know. And so so I did go back and watch the video, but I didn't watch it up front. We can suggest and try to build our business that way, and absolutely let them know. Rise of the Entrepreneur, the Jim Rohn video, or audio, whatever you choose on that, and definitely the onboarding. Those are great tools. But if it's a choice of whether or not they're going to sign up and join, because they don't have time to watch it right now, sign them up. They can watch
Kathy, I agree with you 100%.
Okay.
And he does not need to watch anything. And basically, he just needs to keep doing what he's doing, talking to the people and asking you questions, whatever he needs that he doesn't understand. But because I'm one of those, I know we have all these videos, but you know what? I don't have 25 hours to sit down and watch those hours and hours of videos.
Mhm.
And I know they would give me some good information. I know they would help me along the way, but I'm still, I am much better watching the one present at the moment than going back and listening to, because my mind won't stop. It's kind of like listening to an audio book. I'm much better with a paper book and I love to read, but an audio book, I can't stay focused on what because I'm keep going. And that is how he is. And so to even keep, it's a way, it's almost like saying, I don't want to be bothered with you unless you're watching the videos. Well, I don't think that's the right approach. I let him go, let him do, and just answer his questions.
Yeah, and the fact that the videos are there, and hey, you don't have to go back and watch the whole thing. You can go back and watch parts of it that that apply to you at the moment, and just knowing that it's there. Those are 3 good videos to go back to. But then also I let him know, and we'll use Shandy as an example. Poor Shandy, but he's a great guy. But I let him know this Kyani Pro 2 app is new to all of us. We're all learning. We're all having to watch videos to figure it out. And so, hey, if he figures it out first, he can share some information with us. But, we're all beginners on that. So he's aware of that too. And, but anyway, I just wanted to make sure, don't get bogged down in they have to watch a video or they have to do these steps, because not everybody fits into those steps. I certainly did not. Even when I joined Kyani, David Daniels' selling point to me when I said, David, what is this anyway? I don't even know what it is. And he said, Kathy, I don't give a shit if it's cotton candy.
I think that's hilarious.
He said, this compensation plan is like no other. And guess what? I joined. So I didn't join right then, but I was sick, and he was frustrated with me, and I was frustrated with him and Casey. So we were to that point that he was like, I was asking stupid questions because I was sick. And anyway, so that was my story.
But just like, kids in school, sometimes they expect them to learn all the same way. You can't. I was the one that didn't learn like everybody else for whatever reason. I was that one. And, you can't expect everybody to fit in the same box. So you have to be good at determining what speaks to them. Is it videos? Good. Send them videos. Is it books? Send them books. You just have to kind of be able to see and learn enough about them to know what sparks their interest, and just go with that.
Right. Yeah. Like and knowing the people that we have that we're working with here, I know that I could pick up every document in the back office for Kyani and show it to Rob, hold it up like this in front of the screen, and Rob would see it and say, "Oh yeah, that's the one on da 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 da," because he knows them. He's read it. He knows his stuff. I'm not that person, and I don't think you are, Michelle.
No, and I'm not. I'm
Yeah.
not really. I'm detail oriented in some aspect, but like when it comes to numbers,
Yeah.
no, my eyes glaze over, and I go into another world. But
you know what?
in the beginning, I told Casey, I said, I don't have to know how it works. Just tell me what to do. Tell me it's worth it, and let me go.
And look at you, you're a customer gathering machine and a pearl in the business, and you're doing great. So yeah.
Well, it'll get better, I promise.
Yeah.
Trying to find my new normal today.
Right. All right, guys. And yeah, just any of these new people, anybody that you see in local and the Kairos Communication and Achievers, if you see them struggling in the messages, jump in, answer the question if you can. If you can't, if you don't know it, if you want to wait and see what the answer is, or see the direction that somebody guides them, do that, whatever works for you. But just know that we've got, there's new people across the board, and we definitely need to chime in on the Kairos Communication, to let them know that we care, and that we're all here to help each other go to the top. And that's the best source. If you're looking for a way to pat somebody on the back and let them know that you're here, that's the best way to do it, through any of those feeds instead of directly. Also, like even on the Facebook pages and stuff like that, where you're able to, chime in where somebody's recognized them for rank advancement or whatever the case is, or just joining. Make sure you're, spend a few minutes to put welcome out there and make them feel comfortable, make them feel like they're in the right, that they made the right decision. And so they know that you're not alone. But make sure that you're reaching out to them, definitely if they have questions or anything on these pages. Karen and Michelle, Karen, I think, does an outstanding job of posting a lot of great stuff with the schedules and whatever. I really do appreciate that. It doesn't go unnoticed. That's fantastic. We should all.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, and all the BBCs and all that kind of stuff. I mean, it's all out there. So I'm preaching to the choir because you guys are doing an outstanding job. But I just wanted to say, feel free to comment on some of them directly. Like you can say something to Delitra specifically, but do it on the feed instead of reaching out to them privately. I think because there's so many things out there that we've already got them plugged into. We don't need just one more thing. We've got them plugged into the Achievers. We've got them in the Kairos. We've got them in local. We've got them on their road to Jade or road to Pearl, and in Shandi's case. So there's a lot of stuff going on. We don't need to add anything else to confuse the heck out of them. So makes sense.
It's already overwhelming enough.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I've had to go through and explain, we have Kyani, we have Team Fusion, we've got Kairos, we've got the Jade Factory, we've got Accountable Achievers. We're all, just smaller groups, each just goes to a smaller group, but we're all under the same umbrella.
Or just a branch.
Yeah. All right, guys.
Joanne,
Yes.
can I have less than 2 minutes of your time?
Absolutely.
The video I posted on Channel of Achievers is only 1 minute and 14 seconds. So if you could watch the video, I know you don't watch videos, but it's 1 minute and 14 seconds of your time.
Thank you, and I will watch it because I send out, one thing I got from you, Rob, that is so awesome is how you keep telling us there are 3 independent products. And it took a little bit for that to sink in. So thank you for your repetition of it, because that's what we needed. Because I've not really thought about how important each one is on its own and how they can be. And I do have customers that just buy the Sunrise. And, so now I don't really have any that just buy the nitric oxide, but the more I read about nitric oxide, the more important. And when I read what it does for COVID, that's now my big thing that I tell people is, how it works for the COVID, that you want that nitric oxide. And these are independent studies, not Kyani studies.
Correct. I picked up one customer from another customer, and she bought 8 bottles of nitro. It was a $460 order.
What's she gonna do with it?
Well, her son was losing his hair. And it wasn't so much, I think it was because the customer, customer I had his hair started growing back, darker. And so they were just beside themselves that his hair could actually grow back after balding. And she bought 8 bottles at one time, $464 or something. So,
and just taking it, right? Not mixing it in the shampoo.
Oh, no, mixing in the shampoo. Yes.
Yeah, mixing it in the shampoo. Because believe it or not, I had somebody yesterday tell me, oh, I heard about that Kyani stuff. Doesn't it make your hair grow back? I really need it for my hair. And I totally forgot about that, because actually Alan's bald spot has come back. I mean, his hair is growing in his bald spot just from taking it, not from mixing it. So by mixing it, and what are you suggesting? How much? Because I'm going to contact her today and say, absolutely, just get the, because she said the triangle was too pricey. So I'll tell her just to get the nitro.
Yeah, and even on the Fluoresce page, I think there's some pictures of that. Or no, it used to be on the Wellness Simplified page, I believe. But anyway, there's I think an Asian guy or something. Anyway, he shows what happened to his hair in like 2 weeks' time. How much it grew back on the top of his head. He bends over and takes a picture of his head and shows it 2 weeks later.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
Yeah.
So
it was
how
amazing.
are you telling them to mix it? What to what?
I think they're using a whole bottle. I wouldn't do that. I'd use like maybe small sample bottles that you can buy. That's 8-pack.
Right.
I'd probably use that much in there. I don't know if I want to put that, make my shampoo that expensive, but if it works, if it works for them, I would.
Karen,
I just.
Karen,
I wouldn't put the whole
Karen
bottle.
I don't know what her mixed ratio is, but she does it, and so does Jake and Claire. So and Candace.
I do too.
Oh, okay.
I do too.
So what
Yeah.
kind of ratio do you guys use?
But I have one of those giant bottles of shampoo, and I added the whole bottle in there. So.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. So depending.
It
on
wasn't like the
bottle.
small little bottle. No, it was a big jumbo size. So I thought, well, this is good. And I could see it barely.
I used the
Uh-huh.
I used the big bottle of nitro in a 26 ounce of shampoo.
Perfect. Okay.
The Nitro Extreme or just the Nitro FX?
Extreme.
Extreme. Me too.
Okay.
I hardly use the FX anymore. It's
I think who was it? Was it Rob talking about that yesterday? I don't know. It just doesn't make sense when you have when it has 5 times more.
Yeah, 5 times more powerful, and it's $2 more per month.
Yeah, I like that. I liked when you said that.
On that, the video that you sent out yesterday, Rob, that the doctor was talking about the magnesium, which is in the extreme, is what helps the migraines. And when he said that, it just kind of clicked. I thought that's why it helps. When somebody has a headache and you offer the extreme, that's what helps with the migraines, is the magnesium and if you guys haven't watched that video all the way through, you really do need to watch it, because he's really promoting this book for whatever reason, but I mean, the information that he has is so good. You really need to listen to it.
And which one was that?
That's the one that he shared yesterday on Kiani
Okay.
Local.
Okay, I'll watch it.
I will
At least
say
at least the first 30 minutes.
I am much better at watching these videos now that I am home, where I still multitask while doing it, but I can tell you I am getting a lot more information. I'm patting myself on the back a little bit because that was not the old Kathy. She would never have watched them.
But yesterday I turned it on and but he kept giving information up till the very end. So I mean, I watched it to the very end and he was still giving really good information up to the end. So I would watch the whole thing. What I do is I just turn it on and I'll either have my earbuds in and I'm working, or, you know, just having it playing if I'm right there. But I mean, I don't know. I've just always liked to be able to, you know, do something that's kind of mindless and listen to the different videos.
Yeah.
So for me, sitting down to read a book, not so much.
Right.
Well, thank you, Joanne, for the compliment. I appreciate it.
Oh, absolutely. And so Karen, 26 ounces of shampoo. And because I'm going to do that today, I'm going to contact her and say, absolutely, I researched it.
And you know
And
what?
that-
I think I
Yeah.
screenshot it before they removed everything. I think I did screenshot that guy's testimony from Wellness Simplified. So I'll go back and find it and send it. I'll put it out on Achievers, and maybe you can send that to her.
Terrific.
That'd be awesome. Thank you. And yes, Rob, I never realized the importance of each individual product. So thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. What's Karen saying here?
One full bottle of nitro.
I think 26 ounces of shampoo. That works.
Yeah.
I like it.
I think I did the same thing, not with this. I need to add it to the one that I just bought, but I think I did the same thing. It was one of the bigger size bottles. I'm pretty sure I added a whole, maybe not a whole thing, maybe half. So yeah, but my hair grows fast anyways, but it is pretty thick too. So.
Yeah. Well,
If you and Kathy, you or Kathy, Michelle, if y'all ever cut your hair, pass it around.
Yes, I do actually. And, you know, since all this COVID stuff, I've worn it up in a ball cap, you know, because I'm working. And when I take it out, it's like almost, I mean, it's down to my butt. And I'm thinking it wasn't this long because I did trim it probably 4 or 5 inches not too long ago. So it is growing pretty quick.
Yeah, and
awesome.
and Karen, you know, her with that, she's got long, thick hair too, and so I would have never thought to use it. So I'm gonna have to try it out. So, all right, guys. Bye, Karen.
Okay.
Thank you for
Bye.
joining your input, and everybody have a terrific day, and we will see you guys tomorrow.
Sounds good. Great day. Goodbye, John Boy.
Bye.
Bye-bye.